Hello, hello. What's up, everybody? Thank you for joining me for another episode of Just a Dude. I truly do appreciate it. Now, I want to talk about a couple of things for my channel before we get on into talking about some of the game news that's coming up in this coming January. So I am really excited because I've been running full force into being a content creator. I've been adding in more YouTube content. I've been working on my short story series known as It Happened um, on TikTok and on YouTube. It's actually there for you to check out. And I just recently finished my Let's Play for Scorn. So I'm actually going to be starting a new Let's Play very, very soon. More than likely, I'm also going to be working on a project for Ark just for fun with just kind of like Neebs Gaming, but solo, just me. And also going to be working, I have been, and I will be continuously, and this is also going to be a regular part of what I'm talking about podcast. I've been regularly working on trying to get a server for a game known as Path of Titans going. And though that is slow, it is making progress. And I honestly cannot wait till I'm able to showcase that because it is going to be a main part of my content, both on Twitch and on YouTube. A main part of my YouTube, really. And it's going to be a big part of the gaming community. And if anybody wants to join the gaming community, check out the links down below because there is a Discord for anybody who wants to be part of it. It's good. It's great for anybody who's looking for someone to game with, as well as other content creators and the like. And it's just something that I've been growing, and it is, of course, a safe space. That's what I wanted to make it as well, because I am a very mental health and positivity forward streamer. It's something that I do a lot. Although, yeah. Now, I apologize for a lot of awkwardness. I'm working on trying to change my format for my podcast and just doing a lot more here and there. I will try to get on doing some editing, but that's going to be later on down the road when I start to get the confidence to try to work on that. Right now, I'm trying to get these projects and solidify them so that I can start posting them on my YouTube. Now, another thing is I do truly appreciate every one of y'all for watching my videos and watching my podcast and being part of the community. Honestly, thank you all so much for doing that, for being here, and just for being absolutely amazing. I am thoroughly fortunate to have the gift of your time and your support, and it means a lot, truly. I truly do appreciate it. And as it stands now, all I can truly think to say is thank you, but those words pale in comparison to the gratitude that I truly feel as I'm going down this journey becoming a content creator. So, thank you. Thank you all so much. Now, mushy stuff aside, another thing that I wanted to talk about is some of the games that are coming up in this new year, specifically in January. So, let's talk about that. Now, one of the new games that I've heard a lot about that's coming out from Squaresoft is Forspoken. Now, Forspoken is a very interesting game. We will watch a bit of the trailer here, but from what I can tell, it's essentially a game where you are a modern day. No, sorry, no. Yeah, yeah, it is essentially a game where you are a modern day person who was transported to a fantasy universe, and you gain magical powers and you have to try and exist in this world, and it's, from what I can tell, almost Soulsborne-esque style gameplay. There's a lot of parkour and things like that. Now let's check out the trailer and give me your guys' opinion about it, and let's see how it goes. Give me 1 second. I will be pausing the background music so that we can enjoy this. All right, let's go and check it out.
Before you came, the people had resigned. Because of you. Before you came, the people had resigned themselves to their fate, cowering in fear of the hunters. But now, because of you, they might just stand a chance.
Now that was absolutely amazing. I mean, these are the visuals that I expect from a company like Square Enix, honestly, because I love it. I love it. And I'm excited, even though I'm not personally going to get a chance to be able to play this particular game, because, well, I don't own. Well, I might get a chance to play this particular game, and if I do, I will definitely do a episode for YouTube as well as an episode for Twitch and play this game. But this is one that a lot of people have been talking about, and honestly, I can see why they've been talking about it. The visuals are freaking amazing, and I, for one, cannot wait to see what the story unfolds on in this particular game. Now, are a number of other games coming out in this year, but for January, another one that I want to talk about is One Piece Odyssey. Now, I haven't actually played any of the One Piece video games myself. I have watched the anime, but that is regretfully something that I do need to catch up on and watch more of. I mean, I've done my best to keep myself appraised of the lore and of the Straw Hat Crew and their adventures as best as I can without actually watching the anime. Now, the One Piece Odyssey is a game that is produced by Bandai and Namco, and it is based on I'm not entirely sure if it's gonna be canon, but it's based on the legend of the what is it? The island, the world of memories, and this is part of the journey that they're gonna take. It's a role playing style game, but let's check out the trailer for this one. And one second, let me pause the background music. And if anybody is interested in the background music, this particular music, as well as the intro music, is provided by a personal friend of mine who is an absolutely amazing metal musician and composer. He is on YouTube as well as on SoundCloud and I believe on a few other mediums. You can find him through the links in my About, and he is known as Veil Walker. You can find him on YouTube, and he is so freaking talented. Please do check him out and support him. Now let's one second. I'm going to pause the music, and we're gonna check out this trailer.
Peggy 12.
みんな、もう一度だ。ここってアラバスタか？たとえここが思い出の中でも誰も死んでほしくないの。俺たちの命くらい一緒にかけてみろ。仲間だろうが。
私は生きる。あなたたちには決して屈しない。
役に立たない部下はただの足かせだ。
部下じゃねえ。仲間だ。あいつらがいてくれるから俺は負けねえんだ。
Now that was a pretty amazing trailer. The visuals of that game are really well done. I think everyone is going to enjoy it. I'm not entirely sure what the gameplay is going to be like. I still have to watch the gameplay trailers about it, but I did want to show it off because One Piece is a very, very popular game, popular anime. And honestly, it's one that's part of my childhood, and to see it gain so much reverence and to finally see games that are coming out that people are talking about and are enjoying, to me is actually quite awesome. Now, another game that I want to talk about, which is honestly a game franchise that I have been playing for a long time, since I believe the first one I played on was on the Game Boy Advance. And the game that we're talking about is Fire Emblem. This is a long-standing franchise for Nintendo, and it is a tactics... Hey, be nice. Be nice, alright? Go lay down. Go lay down. Both of you. Go lay down. Be nice. Be nice. It's okay. Go lay down. Hey. I know. You have a lot to say. You have a lot to say. I'm sorry. I gotta give some attention to my puppies here because they're being a little needy. Now go lay down, please. Go lay down. Right? Go lay down. Go lay down. All right. So sorry about that. Now, anyways, let me turn on the background music again. Now, one thing I will let you all know is that this particular podcast, everything is done in a single cut. There's 0 edits, and all of it is really raw. So all of it's kind of done through me controlling things here and there. And I'm learning on the way, so hopefully I will be able to, get to a point where all of this works out and is more cohesive. But either way, anyway, so as I was talking about, Fire Emblem. Now, Fire Emblem is a tactic style RPG, fantasy RPG, and it actually has a pretty interesting continuity and one that I've really enjoyed. Now, this one, the next game, is known as Fire Emblem Engage, and this is the next part of this particular franchise after, I believe it was the Three Houses, and this will be on the Switch, and it is something that I'm personally excited for, and I hope to get my hands on, other than, Digimon World Next Order, which is the one that I truly want to get for my stream. But let's check out this trailer for this particular game, because this one is the next part of the segment, and it's supposed to bring back some... There is some talk of older characters joining in this particular part of the franchise. I'm not entirely sure about that, but that could just be rumors. Either way, let's check out the trailer.
Please, I beg of you, gather together all 12 rings. When your scattered memories return to you, you must fight on with the utmost divinity. I believe in you, my child.
I understand. I'll collect the rings. I swear to you. And I'll fight. I'll do whatever you want. Help me. Lend me your strength in this fight.
I am known as Marth, Emblem Marth. To be clear, it is good to see you. I was able to answer your call because you remembered me.
But then, a dark presence emerged. Sombron.
Marth, what was I like? Well, you were kind, as you are now. There's no need to remember everything at once.
Divine One, will you help us? Please, come with me to Firene. The alliance with Brodia took some doing. Their king's an ambitious man.
Brodia, the Kingdom of Might.
I greet you as the Crown Prince of Brodia.
Solm is an open-minded country. They've always had good relations with Firene.
I hope you're hungry for fun, because that's what's on the menu first!
Lucky we met, huh? I take it Elusia isn't in the Alliance.
We know it's snowy there, with long winters, and that some Elusians worship the Fell Dragon.
Come a little closer. I'll give you a good long look.
I will now take your lives, your souls, and the rings.
He is not yet at full strength.
So, okay. I'm sorry. This is actually the first time that I've seen this trailer, so y'all kind of experienced it with me. So there's obviously a character from a previous game that you'll be able to see in this one. I am excited. I am absolutely excited. The fact that Marth gets to reemerge in this particular game. This is a series that I have been enthralled with for the longest of times. I thoroughly enjoy Fire Emblem. And if you are into tactic-style fantasy games like Final Fantasy Tactics or the like, this is definitely a game that you should check out if you haven't checked out this particular franchise. Me personally, I love it because it has a lot to do with dragons. You know, the dragons, the dragonkin, the ones that can change from human into dragon form, and they have always been an integral part of the storyline in Fire Emblem games since, I think, the Game Boy Advance era, because Fire Emblem actually came out, I believe, during the Super Nintendo era. But I really want to get my hands on this game because this is something that I'd be very interested in playing. And definitely something that I would recommend checking out if you haven't. Now, Fire Emblem aside, there is another thing that I would love to talk about, and this is something a little bit new. Oh, sorry. This is a indie game that I saw on releasing on Steam, and it is known as Seasons: A Letter to the Future. And I want to feature at least one indie game that's been coming out because it's always good to feature these games that are made by independent creators that have such amazing ideas, and the story and the visuals of this game seem quite interesting. Because in this particular game, you are playing you're playing a character. Her name is Estelle, and this is the first time she is leaving her village. She's the first of her generation to leave her village, and she is tasked to record everything and anything that she sees in this brand new world that she braves as she familiarizes herself and explores. And this is part of the adventure that you take with her. And it is absolutely fantastic because I've seen some of the screenshots for this and while I was doing some research, and I want to show you guys the trailer for this particular game. So give me one moment to get that all set up. All right, let's check it out. All right, everyone.
Who are you? I don't know, but I'm writing to you anyway. The world is about to enter a new era. A great change is coming. This time on Earth could live on in these pages. What it looks like. God of sleep. Sounds like. How it feels to be alive right now. What is this season that is about to end? And why is it ending?
Now, this is a game that I would thoroughly be interested in playing. Not only are the visuals beautiful, the story and the music that they have and everything is soothing, and it is an atmospheric adventure. It's a exploration of the senses in a gameplay, and I thoroughly love that type of game. And it's enigmatic in the way that it's told. And it's a story that unfolds as you play. And I, for one, would recommend that you, at the very least, take a look at the specifics of this game. Because it looks and just feels so beautiful. Now, another thing that I would love to talk about is something that I want to introduce to my Just a Dude podcast is a segment talking about D&D, because I love D&D and I personally play D&D. And in fact, I am part of a D&D group currently that we play D&D on the regular, weekly, and it's a lot of fun. We currently are playing a campaign, and I want to share some of the stories of the campaign that we're playing. I mean, we are currently playing a pirate-themed campaign where all of our characters are essentially seafarers in one way or another. I mean, there's my character who is a warforged, and his name is OMP. Now, I can't reveal too much about his name because apparently some of the members of my D&D group actually do watch some of my YouTube content, which I'm thoroughly thankful for. If you do watch this, guys, I thank you all. Thank you all so much, and I love you. But yeah, my character OMP is a Warforged that they just recently met in this particular part, because we just started getting into this campaign, and I just recently met the rest of the crew that we part of our adventure. And there is Red, who is a Toril. There's Leston the Lecher, who is a Triton. And then there is Rain, the Water Genasi. And these are all members that are part of the group. And I just recently met them, although we had kind of a rough start within our meeting. Our meeting essentially started off with we were at a bar. They were going somewhere, and I was tailing somebody from the bar. They ended up apparently attempting to assassinate them. I ended up in the struggle fighting. It was a very weird fight because there were things that I tried to do that I didn't realize wouldn't work. Like I actually, my character is a Warforged, so they don't need to eat, right? So I decided to drink a bunch of, but as a Warforged, he's intrigued by the idea of eating and drinking and gambling and, vices. So he tries them out, despite the fact that he can't eat or drink, and he stores them in his body. And, he drank a bunch of alcohol, and I had the idea of releasing the alcohol and lighting it on fire, when then realizing, wait a minute, it's ale. It's not high proof, so it's not going to really light on fire that well. So that was all part of the battle, and eventually it led to us trying to get information while they were searching. I'm trying to get information from one of the surviving members of that battle. Torture. Trying to get information. Got nothing. And yeah, it's still a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun. Because I can't wait for the next part of the story, because we are all now together, stuck together because of one. They got attacked by the people that I was tailing. The person that they were looking for, that they were getting a job from, is dead. So we don't know exactly what the heck we're going to do or what the heck is going on. But I have been trying to convince them that we need to steal a ship. We need to steal a ship. Why? Because what's a pirate crew without a ship? But in D&D fashion, there's another thing that I do want to talk about. This is the last little thing that I do want to bring up. And it's something that I personally am really excited for. For anybody who knows of Critical Role, of the animated series that they've been working on for their campaign, with their previous campaign with their crew known as Vox Machina. And they are doing a season 2. And I am so excited for this because I thoroughly enjoyed season 1. I mean, if you haven't watched season 1 of Vox Machina, go check it out because it's on Amazon. If you have Amazon Prime, you will definitely have access to be able to watch it. It is a lot of fun. It is such a quirky show. I mean, if you've listened to the podcasts and watch the vlogs of Critical Role, you know how they can get, and you know what it's all like. Obviously, Matt Mercer plays a big role within the voicing of a lot of the characters in this particular series, which I fucking love. And apologize, that's the one I'll get in, right? By the way, let's check out the trailer for season 2. Give me 1 second to pause the background music, courtesy of Vale Walker, my personal friend. Please do check him out on YouTube.
Gods above us.
Dragons attacking together.
It's like the end of the world.
And what exactly is the plan against 4 dragons?
Fuck! Shit! Uh-oh.
This is gonna be fun.
I am very flammable!
How about we get a drink?
So excited. So utterly excited. Now, if you haven't checked out Critical Role's podcast, please do. You're missing out. And excuse me. honestly, D&D is just something that I thoroughly enjoy and I absolutely love. And I want to make it a regular part of some of the content that I do nowadays because it's just a big part of my childhood. It's a big part of how I grew up. And it's something that I kept hidden from a lot of my friends because I was worried about how they would judge me. But nowadays, it's more of a regular and it's pretty freaking awesome to see it. And in all honesty, when it comes down to it, for anybody who wants to get into the hobby of tabletop gaming, of D&D, remember, it's not about anything other than exploring your imagination and having fun. Remember that. Never forget that. All right? So when it comes to D&D, tabletop gaming, it's all about the story. It's all about you exploring that story as a character inside of it, you know? And it can be a great experience to have with your friends if you haven't tried it yet. I definitely recommend it. Now, I want to end this by saying thank you to one and all for taking a chance to watch this episode of Just a Dude. I've been trying to add a little bit more things here and there and working on improving. Eventually, I will also add in editing to make it a little bit better and a couple of things here and there. But, you know, gaming is definitely going to be something that I will always be talking about. But D&D is something new that I want to add into the podcast because it's something that I thoroughly love. And I, of course, want to give due credit where credit is due to the amazing music that I've been able to add to continue to, to add to my podcast. So, like I said, please do check out my friend Vale Walker. He is absolutely amazing, a fantastic composer. And, of course, please do check me out on YouTube here. I have many projects that will be coming up, including one for ARC with a character that I'm creating known as McDermott the Hermit. And of the Path of Titans project that I'll be working on for known as Fang and Talon, as well as the comedy project that will be work off the side with the Path of Titans project known as Tang and Fallon. And of course, It Happened, which is my little passion project that I'm working on for a narrative series. Thank you all so much for your support, for watching. I really do appreciate it. And if you want to support me further on and off YouTube, please do check out the links down below. And of course, please do like, share, subscribe, comment, and let me know if you have any suggestions for the podcast, anything you want me to talk about, anything you want to add. And of course, I appreciate y'all. All right, my friends. Love train rolling on through. Choo choo. I love every single freaking one of you.